What's up everyone, Night Batman here again with another new video, this time on the comics that I promised to review on my last video. Sorry I took a little while, so to get right down to it. First off, to start off with the book that was suggested to me by iTrack, Lot 13, which is a really good book because it's, if you've seen a show like American Horror Story, it's kind of like that, where a family is going to move to a new place and the house that they want to move into is not prepared yet, so they have to check into a hotel. And when they get in, the end of the book shows that the hotel has some really creepiness to it because of a ghost that they come across at the end. And also before they go there, they still come across ghosts which they are not totally aware of, which made for a good setup for this first issue. And if you guys haven't read it, I highly recommend you check it out because you might be interested in it. If I were to rate it a 4 out of 5, because it's kind of slow, but it's still setting up the initial story and it still has enough to kind of hook you in and get you interested in reading more. Next are the remaining issues that I got for the Death of the Family arc. Batman issue number 16. Batman issue number 17, and these two were really good because they continued again with what Scott Snyder was writing with the Death of the Family, and it wraps it up pretty well. Scott Snyder's writing again was just amazing in this. He knows how to take something from Batman's past in old issues, like I believe the whole Joker breaking into the Batcave was added in by Scott Snyder as a kind of sequel to Killing Joke in terms of this, because of how Batman found a Joker card in his Batcave. I think it was a day after he tried to look for his Joker's body when it went missing in the events of Killing Joke. So I loved how he did that, but that was in the previous issue where he made that review. I think it was issue number 15. And so yeah, Scott Snyder, he does great with dialogues and writing up stories that would really impact the characters. Again, like the Death of the Family, showing how Joker and Batman have this really it's hard to explain kind of twisted bond almost, and it's something that really shows just how important not just these characters are, how these characters are separately, but also how important they are in unison, especially in the Batman universe, because no other villain has really affected Batman more than Joker. So that really showed the importance of him in these issues, showing that he will always be relevant. Batman Incorporated, issue number 8, and yep, this is the big issue where Robin, also known as Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's son, dies. And to be honest, the issue happened kind of fast, mainly with Damian Wayne's death, where if you see one moment Bruce is just up here on the rooftop, and then we already see Damian dying here, and then we also see him being brought down on the Man-Bat over here in this panel, and then out of nowhere in the next page he's already inside holding Damian's dead body. That's just the one little problem I had with this issue, because of how it kind of felt like it jumped a little there with the panels, and it felt like they were trying to quickly have Bruce get to Damian before they could end the issue. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good way to end Damian Wayne's story, even though I'm not even really a Damian Wayne fan. Most especially because when I first read the issue when Damian was introduced, I have this issue where Damian was first introduced, mainly where he first actually met Bruce Wayne / Batman. And I also read a few issues after that, and he was really unlikable, a little too stubborn, or actually really stubborn, and way too violent, and pretty much a dick basically. But a lot of people are taking his death very seriously, not just fans but also characters in the Batman universe. So that actually makes me want to read more about Damian and see how he's progressed as a character, because of course he can't just be Batman's son and still think that you continue killing. and even in the Batman Incorporated issue number 8, I read it and I saw that he actually did try to not kill, which showed that he actually has progressed. So that made me more interested in checking out more of his stories, and I thought it was pretty well done. The art was okay, and if you guys haven't checked it out yet, because I've actually found out that people are having a hard time getting their hands on it, definitely check out Midtown Comics. This is where I got mine with no problems at all, and highly recommend this, especially because of how important this is to the Batman universe right now. And last but not least, Batman issue number 18, again written by Scott Snyder, and surprisingly not having art by Greg Capullo, who's been doing art since Batman issue number 1 when the New 52 started. He only did the cover art, but the art was done by Andy Kubert, I think. And pretty much this one has Bruce slash Batman taking the death of Damian really hard, and he's been out fighting crime non-stop for like 3 days, no sleep, and he's more ruthless. And it is sad to see him in this kind of state, because he has had losses in his life, and he just suffered something pretty crippling, which is his own flesh and blood, his son. And I like how this also sets up the possibility of a new Robin. Although it's focusing on the aftermath of Robin's death, it also brings forth Harper Row, the character who I believe was introduced in issue number 12, and it shows how she tries to help Batman come out of the slums that he's kind of put himself in because of how he's taking the death of Damian. And it was a really touching moment at the end where Harper has a grid set up where the lights in a building would show the R standing for Robin, and I thought not only was that a nice tribute that he gives to Damian, that she gives to Damian, but also a nice way to show that everyone knows the pain that Batman is going through and everyone is there for him. And although I would have loved for Greg Capullo to have done the art, it still looked great, especially that final shot at the end. And if you guys haven't checked this out, do so immediately, especially if you've already read Batman Incorporated issue number 8. If you haven't read that yet, read that and then this, because this is a worthy follow-up. And I guess that's pretty much it on my reviews. Sorry again that it was late, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you agreed or disagreed, please feel free to comment below, and I hope you guys have a great week. And if you're going to be picking up new comic books, good luck, have fun, stay safe, and have a great week. See you.